Just like every good base defense, tower defense, or action defense type game, knowing what enemies you're facing can be your key to success. 7 Days to Die is no different. When it comes to dealing with Horde Nights or Blood Moons, knowing which enemies are coming will greatly change your outcome. Now, as you become more and more comfortable dealing with each enemy type, you of course can be riskier or try different things to address those enemies. However, when you're first getting started, you can sometimes get overwhelmed by a new enemy type coming into your game. Now, what enemies come during a Blood Moon is purely a factor of what game stage you are on. It doesn't matter which Horde Night you're on, whether you're on day 7, day 14, day 21, none of that matters. Additionally, what difficulty you're playing on doesn't matter as well, as far as the types of enemies. All enemy spawns on Horde Nights are determined by your game stage. Your game stage in 7 Days to Die is your level multiplied by your biome multiplier plus your biome bonus multiplied by 1.2 plus your days alive minus deaths multiplied by 2. Guns, Nerds, and Steel did a great video on this. I will link it down in the description below. So if you want a full understanding of game stage, loot stage, whatever, I do suggest you head over and check out that video, as it is super informative. Now, without doing any math or jumping through any hoops, you can just go to your player screen and see what game stage you're on. So understanding where the number's coming from and getting the number, of course, are two different things. You can see the number right here on your player screen. As you advance through the game, you're going to see many different types of zombies on your Horde Night. However, there are a few milestones. Some of these are not really a big deal. However, for brand new players, it is good to be aware of what is coming, starting things off at Game Stage 35. When you hit Game Stage 35, you are going to get zombie spiders. So you're going to get some guys that like to jump around, and you want to be conscious of that. They will reach you. At Game Stage 40, you're going to start seeing some zombie dogs. Now, with addition to the zombie dogs, the Direwolf is also going to be in that pool. Now, although you might only get one Direwolf and you'll get multiple zombie dogs, they are going to be in the pool. The thing with the Direwolf is they've got a very high chance to break or sprain. So as you see there, I just took a shot and instantly I have got a broken arm. On Game Stage 44, you will start to see zombie vultures. This is going to introduce a flying mob, so you're going to have to look up, as you will get a little death from above. Game Stage 59 can be one of the transitional points, as you are going to start getting those vomiting zombie cops. So at Game Stage 59, the cops are coming. On Game Stage 69, you're going to get two new enemies. You're going to get the soldiers coming in. These are going to have that helmeted little bit of headshot protection. And then additionally, you are going to get the tourist, or a fat Hawaiian as the game likes to call it. And these are going to be a tankier zombie that can definitely soak up some damage. At Game Stage 133, you are going to see your first radiated zombie. This is when that rad remover mod is going to be quite helpful. This is the very start of it. So at Game Stage 133, you're not only going to get a radiated Mo, but you will additionally get a radiated zombie vulture. And finally, Game Stage 147 is where the real challenge comes, and that is the demo. Of course, if you set off or you shoot the demo and don't headshot it, it is going to set off his explosion. You can avoid this problem by making sure to headshot the demo, and then that explosion is not going to go off. Now, one thing with the demos are the electrical type turrets, so the SMG turret and the shotgun turret will not set off demo explosions. Now, these are just some milestone zombie spawns in 7 Days to Die on your Horde Nights. If you want the full list that I scrolled on screen there, you can check it out. It is pinned in the 7 Days to Die channel on my Discord server. Now, another important thing to note is how these zombies spawn. Just because you get to, say, Game Stage 147 for the demos, it doesn't mean you're going to get zerged with demos right out of the gates. Every blood moon is going to have a set number of waves, and you'll have to go through those waves. The waves are going to be determined by the game stage you're on, of course, with the highest game stage wave coming as the very last wave of the Horde Night. So with that example of the demo with game stage 147, you are going to get the first wave is going to be the game stage 133 wave, the second wave is going to be the game stage 140 wave, and the third wave is going to be the game stage 147 wave. So when you're game stage 147, you will see demos, but it's not going to come to the very end of the Horde Night. Now, additionally, remember there is a maximum zombies alive at one time setting. There is an internal hard-coded setting, and then there is the player-created setting. The internal hard-coded setting or the player-created setting, whichever one is lower is the one which will mandate. So even if you have it set for 64 zombies per player for a Horde Night, if you're not advanced enough to a game stage that allows that many enemies, you will just never get that many enemies at a time. Now, additionally, since there is a set number of enemies alive, sometimes you may never get to that level. So, once again, for that game stage 147 example, say you've got 16 zombies as your setting in your options when you started up your game. If there is 16 zombies that remain alive through game stage 133's wave or game stage 140's wave, then when it comes to game stage 147's wave, those zombies won't ever spawn. So these limits are not a guarantee that you're going to see the zombie at that time, as there are settings that are a factor. However, these are the earliest possible points that you could see them. The biggest one, I think, or the biggest two, in my opinion, are cops and demos. Once you start getting cops, you're going to be receiving a lot of that spit or vomit damage. And then demos, you just got to be real conscious of the headshots or you're going to blow up your entire area. So hopefully this helps people prepare on their blood moons for a successful Horde Night. Now, as I mentioned before, if you do want the entire list of every possible Horde Night or blood moon zombie that could spawn and when they could possibly arrive, that is pinned up above in the 7 Days to Die channel on my Discord server. So thanks a ton for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you next time around. Happy surviving.